So hello everyone. So today we will continue our class in the uh, planning and scheduling, right? So first of all, now we move to the next class. It's about relating directly to project planning and scheduling, right? So here this is the basic the content of our class today. It matter first of all we will consider about a mathematical model. So how can we construct the mathematical model for the project planning and scheduling. And in the second one, we will study about the critical path method. So in critical path method, we will understand about algorithm. So how can we apply the algorithm manually, right? And how can we calculate on the parameter relating to the critical path methods. And at the end of the critical path method, we will investigate on code of the simplex code, and so we will try to run it directly on your computer. I will provide a code, the sample code, and also the data for you to run by yourself. And in the session 4, session 5, and session 6, we will consider some extension of the project planning and scheduling model. The first one relating to will the time cost straight up the linear cost. And in the session 6, we will consider when we apply the workforce constraint in our model, right? So now we can continue in the first part relating to the introduction. So first of all, we will consider the main objective or the problem statement of this session. So here our objective is we want to minimize the max spend or the completion max of the whole project while we have some precedent constraint, right? So if you are not remember, so I will remind you a little bit about the precedent constraints. So precedent constraint that one job is only processed when on the previous jobs or when on the previous job that relating to its precedent constraint already finished, right? So to represent the precedent constraint, usually that we will use the graph or the network with some acts to represent the precedent constraints. The first one is we will have the job on act format and job on not format. So here, in the case of job on act format, the job will be represented by an act uh, like this. And another common way that we will represent the job if we're relating to the job on not format, something like this. Job J must be finished before job K is in other words, job K cannot be processed at all. Right. So although in the practice, the first mode is more widely used than the second. The second has a number of advantages, right? And here it must more be clearly to understand, and it must be easier for use to represent the information. So one entity we represent for one one job. Now let's first of all we move to the example. So let's say example one here we have a total of 8 jobs like this, and each job we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also a processing time, and we also have the immediate predecessor like this, right? Now we try to solve it by two different approaches. The first one we try to calculate it manually through the algorithm. The second one we try to build up the mathematical model, and we will put the mathematical model into the software, and after that we try to solve it, right? In here, so before we move to the mathematical model, we need to define the first one will be parameter, the second one will be decision variable, and we also need to the objective model. So now let's see, go to step by step Here we will have the parameter pi, processing time of job I, and we also have pi if job I is the immediate predecessor of job j. Right, so in other words, I immediately before j, and otherwise pij will be equal to 0. So pij here can be identified directly based on this information, right? And we need so the big M will be very big number. So here now another one we will have a will be the decision variable. So here pi processing time of job I, esi earliest starting time of job, be the earliest completion time of job, and ls be the latest starting time of job, and lci be the latest completion time of job, and we also slai with the slug of job I, and cmax will be the max span of the home project, right? And here we want to minimum the cmax. So here on this or the problem will be can be formulated like this. So first of all, we want to minimize the Cmax, right? When Cmax will must be greater than earliest completion time of whole chart. Earliest completion time equal to earliest starting time plus processing time bi. Latest completion time equal to latest starting time plus bi. And we have precedent constraints like this. ECI must be smaller than ASG and LSI smaller than LSC minus BI. Last chart, we have LC final chart equal to EC early commission time of final chart, and we have the slack constraints like this. Now, some that we need to do it. So let's see how can we do it. Now, I will try to help you to illustrate like this. All right. Now, some that we will have already have the something like this model. Now this is unrelated to this, so I will turn up. I will close the project. Right. Now I want to submit it. I want to import a new project. So I will import existing OPM project. Now download but let's say open. So I need to select any kind of files. Download. Right. Okay. Mm. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Let's save file. New OPM project. Good. Right. Finished. So here now I will import file, import OPM project. Worksheet. Well, sorry, I delete. Sorry, a little bit. Close, delete. File new RPM projects. And, schedule. Right, and so here now I try to copy file to project. So here I will select this from the lots. Right, open it. And now I copy all of them into select on into folder. Right, the schedule. Right, and after that I will try to finish this. Right, so here. Right, so this is only extensions of this into your model. Now let's see. Right, so in this guide class I want to copy all the things here. Right, and now first one I want to find all the related information on the season variable here. In first one EC, earlier starting time, earlier completion time, latest starting time, and latest completion time. So how can I do it? Right, so please remember that here we need to run this twice. Right, in the first round we need to find the run the secret code to find the CMAX and let this value EV. So how can I do it here? So here, let's see. Right, assume that. Now, first of all, we want to try to do it. So here, we will create two things. Let's see, see, minimize. Right, first of all, we try to minimize chase. Right, and after that, we can run this. Right, so after we try to run this, sorry, because my MacBook they not support to read the data directly into the Excel file. So if you use the Windows system, right, it will be okay. And here we need to run configuration. So here it will configuration. So in KData updates, you need to create run configuration. And here we call it run configuration 1. So to let the run configuration runs, you must have put the model and data file into run configuration like this. Right. So now we try to run it. Surely it cannot be run because the Mac OS does not support reading the Excel file. But in the Windows system, it will be okay. Right, so let's see. This, okay. Right, so here, let's see the error here. So here in our model, so in our mock in our MacBook it does not support to read the Excel file, but it will be okay for you to in case that you use the window, right? So when you already have this, right, this means that you already when you already solve it. So here it will be support you to see the value of chase in case that we already solve it, the minimize problem, right? So now in this case that we will replace, let's see, we will adding the constraint, we will run the second round. So here in the second round we will adding more constraints, C max equal to V and maximize, we replace the on value like this, the, the on objective by new the objective function like this. So here now in case that we want to replace this, we run the second round, so this will become the command. And now we want to solve this SLA, right? And now we're adding more constraint here. Let the finishing time of job, the last job equal to chase, or maybe, right, we have equal to chase equal to the last job we already found here, right? And after that we run the second time, so we will can find all the information relating to the early finishing time, later finishing time, later starting time, early starting time, later starting time, right? So here after this class I will upload the file upload here to use, right? So you can use it by yourself to run and to verify the result. And so here in the previous session we use the secret trying to solve it. So here now maybe we can use the critical path method. So I think that in the class of project management you're already familiar with the algorithm. So I just need to review a little bit, right? Now consider 14 chart like this, right? Here we on have the processing time like this, and the present graph for the example are given by this. So here now let's see, maybe right. So job one will be the first one, which we're trying to calculate the earliest completion time for here. Job one earliest completion time is 5, right? For job number 2 it will be earliest starting time of this will be equal to 6, sorry, equal to 5. Here earliest completion time of this will be also equal to 5. Now do it in the same way. So earliest earliest starting time of job 4 will be equal to 5 plus 6, right? So it will be equal to 11, and earlier completion time will be earlier starting time plus processing time, so 5 plus 6 plus 12, right? So here it must be equal to 23, right? Now let's see earlier starting time of 7, right? So earlier starting time of 7, it will be equal to what? 5 plus 6 plus 12, right? So it must be 23, right? And now earlier completion time of this plus 10 will be equal to, right, uh, 33. Now let's consider the case of job number 9, right? So here we will have the earlier completion time of job 6 will be 26, and earlier completion time of job 5 will be 21. So job 9 can only be done when chapter 6 and chapter 5 already finished. So only a completion time of chapter 9. So here, how much? So sorry, only a starting time of chapter 9. Here, 26, 29. So it must be equal to 26, the maximum, right? Of earlier completion time of the chapter of the present chapter of chapter 9, right? And so here, it can only be earlier time at 26, so we'll have plus the processing time, so the earlier finishing time of chapter 9 it must be equal to 36, right? So doing in the same way, we'll have earlier starting time of chapter 8, right? Must be equal to 26, the processing time 6, so the earlier connection time of 8 will be 32, right? And earlier starting time of chapter 11 will be equal to maximum of this, so here it will be 36 plus 7, so earlier completion time of chapter 11 will be 43, right? And now, so here after we consider, we calculate the earliest completion time of this, right? We need to calculate also, we need to calculate the what? The next one, latest completion time and latest starting time, right? By doing the backward of this, and after that, for each job we calculate the slack of this. So here, this is the last. How can we calculate the slack of this? So job will have the flux equal to 0 will be on the critical path, right? And after that, we can calculate the whole things, the critical path. So here, critical path will be 1, 3, 6, 9, 11, 12, and 40. So here, I will ask all of you to done this by applying the Cplet software to solve it automatically, right? Now let's see a little bit about the software. Right, open with. And here, this, for example, in our example here, we will have what? This is the PIJ matrix, so we will have total 14 chart, 14 chart, and this one we will represent where the chart I before chart change. So if it's not equal, it's not have the precedent constraints, right? So we will put it equal to 0. If have the precedent constraint, we will put it equal to 1. So by on this kind of format, in the information given in the question, we can set up the PI chase, right? So I think that's all of you must be can do done it by yourself and try to put it into the software. So here this one will be risk you this risk by yourself. So the main idea is not different with the in the previous one, but we try to approximate some distribution by script value through this transformation. Now let's another thing that we want to see, right? Sometime when we consider when the cost is linear, so what mean when the cost is linear? It does sometimes we can reduce the processing time, right, by increasing the number of labor, or by increasing the machine that it can be used for serving the job, right? So as the result of this will be when we reduce the processing time, the cost will be increased, and we'll sum that relationship between the cost and the processing time into the linear relationship, right? So here now we assume that the processing time of job J must vary in the range of P min and P max, right? So here we have the SB min, the code is CAJ, and P max, the code will be CPJ, right? So clearly that when the cost is when the processing time is shorter, so the cost will be greater, right? And now assume that this relationship is the linear, so we can find the coefficient of the linear, and now we can try when we have the p chase that lie within the range p min and p max. The cost for p chase can be represented by the relationship like this: cp chase plus alpha chase multiplied with p max minus p chase and alpha chase given by this, right? So here we also try to solve this, right, by ourselves. Surely that in this case, usually that you cannot calculate manually. So I will just focus on how can we calculate this by getting the exactly mathematical model, and after that we put it directly into what? Into the C software. Now let's see. We have the parameter C0 overhead cost per unit time, alpha chase, right? P min, P max, CA and CB, PA chase. Like the previous one and big M. We also have another kind of information like ES, EC, early starting time, early completion time, LS, LC, CMAX and chase, right? And so here we have the mathematical model, something like this, right? We want to set up the cost corresponding with the CMAX, and after that, here this is the cost of another job relating when each job have the processing time P chase. Right, we have the CMAX constraint, processing time relation, precedent constraint, right? This one, right? And now, by on this kind of information, you have the C plus cost for this, right? So in this case, we also need to run it twice. In the first round, the cost to run to find this, right? And now, when we already finished with it, we record the value of CMAX and B chase. And in the second round, we set CMAX and B chase at the value found in the first round. After that, we change the objective to maximize total slot. To find this, right, it will be very similar with the former one, right? And now see here. We will talk about the heuristic later in the next class. So now we will consider project scheduling when we have the workforce constraints, right? So here now we have the each job and each activity requires several kind of operator, and the number of each kind of operator is limited, right? And here we have assumed that it will be must be finished between this. So we starting time at 5, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. We have processing time of 7, right? So completion time will be be starting time plus processing time minus 1, right? And we also assume that the resistance time is integer. Now we have the G index of chart, and index of operator, and T index of time and parameter here. We will change the number of time L need for just J and now the numerator of operator time L. Setting time, commission time, sigma commission time of the home project. Right. STCL, right, PT, the binary variable. So here remember that, right? We need, so I will explain a little bit about this and this. So here at y and u, what will happen? So here we have see, well, let's see the meaning of y, right? So y just equal to 1 if xj smaller or equal to t and t smaller or equal to xj let bj minus 1 as we explained above like this, right? So basically we can find ytj directly because in simplex there is no one. There is no way to transform this constraint into the linear directly. So now we need to try to find the way, right? So here now let's explain a little bit here. So sorry, wait for a minute. Right. So sum of this will be t, right? And now during this we will have the starting time st, right? Now, so here according to our definition, so here, right, let's see what will happen according to our definition. So here UTC must be equal to 0, right? UTG. Now it's the minus 1, right? And here we have UT must be equal to 0, right? And here UT must be equal to 1. Right, so now I copy it. Sorry. Right, and we have also here, right, st t greater than sc plus b, sc plus b. Starting time c, right, vt equal to 1. So this means vt equal to 1, and this will vt will be equal to 0. So I put something here. Right. Now let's see. So now we have the yt, right? Yt must be equal to the n, ut n with vt, right? So as you already remember that when we study about how to build a mathematical constraint, right? We can set up this or we can transform this directly into the linear form. So here ut in vt 1 and 0, so here it must be equal to 0. So between this and this, right, yt must be equal to 1. In this case, yt must be equal to 1, and outside this, right, we have yt equal to 0, right? So we can divide this into 3 sections like this, right? So this is that's why we have the u and v here, right? And here we have the Cmax must be greater than on commission time. Cmax equal to starting time plus processing time smaller than starting time if precedent constraint. If we have the recent constraints existed, something like this, right? And we also have the request to set up constraint for ut and vt, something like this. When ut equal to 0, what will happen? T must be smaller than sc minus 1, right? And t must be greater than sc minus 1 in case that ut so equal t in case that ut equal to 1. So here let's see, right? Now let's see. I will make more explanation here for you. So here we had when ut equal to 0, right? Let's see, it's equal to 0. This means that here always satisfied, so this put no constraint into here. When this equal to 0, so t must be smaller than sc minus 1, right? This must be smaller than this. And when ut equal to 1, right? This means that t must be greater than sc minus 1 here. When it's equal to 1, it's always satisfied, right? So this is for the first constraint. Doing in the same way for the second constraint, when vt equal to 1, this always satisfied, right? But if we put the constraint that's here, substitute 1 into this, this must be smaller than SC plus B, BC, right? And when x equal to 0, right, this must be greater than this, right? X will put constraint must be greater than this, and this will be always satisfied. And now we already have the constraint for u and v, so we have the constraint for y, right? Y equal to ut and with pt, so we will use the n constraint already in the file of how to build the constraint in C++, this and this, like this, and after that we will have the workforce constraints, right? The total yield of workforce at any time it must be smaller than the available number of workforce during this time, right? And after that we can set up with this example, right? So here we will have the file chart, processing time of each chart, the number of workforce available for each chart, right? And we also have the precedent constraints. We assume that you all have a scala like this. You see the data file in the Excel file. You have the cost, sample cost, right? Now I ask you to rerun the program for this kind of question 1 and question 2. Basically, what other thing you need to do is modify the data file, right? So good luck, and for the next class we will consider about the heuristic. Calculate this in a heuristic path, in a heuristic method for calculate the cost of the time cost trade-off heuristic.